Welcome to the Netivot Shalom Shir. We're going to continue in our series of studying the Netivot Shalom on Emunah. And today we're going to continue with the Torah of the Netivot Shalom on page Mem Vav 46 in this first book of the Netivot Shalom Aleph. And we're going to continue with Zion, which continues from where we were before. And the subject of this and the premise of this is that Emunah is a part of the DNA of a Jewish person. It's within us. And why is that important? That's important because somehow we wonder, where do we get the strength to cope with whatever's going on around us? Here in Israel, all the difficult things that we're having. Where do we come up with the strength to get this Emunah? And how do we access it? And it should be comforting to all of us that no matter what we may think or feel, we should know that deep down, our DNA is made up of Emunah, of total faith and belief in God. And no matter how covered it might be, how hidden it might be, it's there. So let's look at what the Netivot Shalom says about that. He says, Rabbi Kodesh Bilchabot, to explain it, he says, Hosifu od nekuda kedusha binyan emunah. He adds another holy point about the aspect of emunah, and that is shafil be'es Yehudi einu margish es emunah belibo. At the time that a Jew does not feel emunah in his heart, tzorichu ladas, that Jew must know, ulahamin, and to believe, shebechal zos, that no matter what is going on, emunah mishoreshes b'damo, the emunah is rooted in his blood, in his DNA. Umorashahi lanu me'avosenu, and this comes to us, this emunah, as an inheritance from our forefathers, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. With nimios nafsho, in the inner depths of our soul, yesh bo emunah, there is emunah. Quote the Isa B'Torah's Avos B'Shemam Zechariah says Yehudi tzorich lahamin, a Jew must believe, asher b'pnimios nafsho maminu, that in the depths of his being he is a believer. Rak avim mechasim bo es or hamunaso, and only that clouds are covering the light of his emunah. V'lo yipol hanofel barucho, and he shouldn't let his spirit fall. Ulechura, yesh lahamin, we have to understand, mahu hayesod lahamin, what is the source of believing, ki b'pnimios nafsho maminimhu, that in the inner depths of our soul, of ourselves, we are believers. V'chi klum chaserim minim, and there is no, there really is no denial of emunah, denial of God forbid, in us. How do we know that we don't have this denial and we in fact have emunah? The clarity of this is that limaso shel davar harihoisa emunah tzricha lios pshuta belivo shel adam bibli shetzorich labod al kach. We have to understand that the emunah pshuta, simple, straightforward emunah, simple, straightforward belief in God is within us, and we really don't have to work for it. We don't have to work for it. It is there. Omer, as it says in Yeshayahu, Su'u moro meinechem, lift up your eyes to the heavens, row and see, mi bora eleh, who created all of this in the heavens and in the earth. Kol haroa, as Bria Kula, whoever sees the entire creation, Miskonus b'chol ziv hadoros, who understands the all the wondrous things that have been put in the creation, all the amazing things that we're surrounded with. If you have even the slightest amount of wisdom and understanding and knowledge, you will see these ayin ba'ayin, eye to eye, as Habori Yisborach, that it is God, the creator of the world, blessed be he, Asher Tikan es Hashemesh v'Yireach, who established the sun and the moon, called Korchove, and all the stars, Lechet b'Mslulim Hamdiuk Chiyotzibo, that everything functions in the order in which it's supposed to function. The sun comes out when it's supposed to come out, the moon comes out when it's supposed to come out, the stars are there when they're supposed to come out, everything at the right time, everything is circling around wherever they're supposed to be circling. It's all down to the slightest thing. God has created this. Vadarabba, and more so. Efshar, Eich Efshar, Lo liod ma'amin chas v'shalom. How is it possible not to be a believer? Chumoshu hamova b'chovas halvavos. Chovas halvavos, it says as follows. It gives the following parable. L'hora mapa b'tsuyones. Somebody spreads out a painting before another person. Yomar, and if he says, Ki nishpach dayo me'atzmo nia kol zeh, the whole reason this painting was created is somebody just took a bottle of paint or of ink and spilled it, and it created this painting. Rak mi she'eno shafui badato mesugul lachshov king. And the only person who believes such a thing is somebody whose elevator doesn't go all the way up to the top, who's missing the basic knowledge. Ve'ech be'emes yisakein, how can it be? She'ira adam ilei habriya v'yachshuv kacha. How can any human being see the creations that we're surrounded with and believe that they just happened by themselves? It just happened by a bottle of ink falling over the landscape, the canvas, and created this beautiful landscape. Okay, now pagamim shbo adam osim mechitzos masachim. The things that are difficult with a person, that where a person has done things not according to the will of God, those things make a division and create a mask, a barrier between him and God. And they separate and they hide. Your own actions can cause the light of Emunah to be hidden. You're hiding them from yourself. And these are the same kind of mechitzos, the dividers that hide the light of the sun. Through these, because of these barriers that we're putting up, Nimsa Adam Bi'alma de Pruda Benofa Leklipa. these barriers that we ourselves put up cause us to fall away the opposite direction of Emunah, to fall into the negative coverings that we're susceptible to. And he doesn't see the light of God, Ameir la'aretz, l'adorem aleha, that shines on the world, and everything in it. V'nepach hodu alav l'mashkis lios min v'kofer rachman litzlan. By creating this barrier through your actions to your belief, some of your people it seems that sometimes people are afraid to believe, afraid to have Emunah, because they get so tangled up in their, quote, intellect, that everything's got to have a rational reason, that I'm in control, not God. You get so tangled up in that makes such a mechitza, such a division, that God forbid, they can become a complete non-believer in God. But a Jewish person has shomer Torah mitzvahs, who keeps Torah and the commandments. But also ritzono yisborech, as long as you do the will of God. Muvakesh Emunah, and you ask for Emunah. Just like you ask for other things, ask Hashem to help you with her Emunah. Your Emunah is within you. Ask Hashem to help it shine forth. Anybody who is doing the will of God, doing Torah and mitzvahs, will not be separated from the holiness of God. And a person has to believe that which one does not feel at the moment, as or Emunah, the light of Emunah, of faith in God. This is nothing other than El Mipnei She'avim Yachasu or Zeh Hemenu. It's because the clouds cover the light of Emunah from him. Ach b'pnimios nafshu maminhu, but in the inner recesses of your body, you believe. You have a genetic belief in God. And this is the aspect of Mavakesh Emunah. You're searching for Emunah. Shakadosh Baruch Hu Omar Eslach. Hashem will say, I forgive you. I will take care of you. Af Shadayan Einu Margish Emunah. Even though you might not feel Emunah at this moment, Ki Ein Zeh El Machmas She'avim Machasti Mimenu Emunos. It's only because the clouds are covering your Emunah. David HaMelech, in the Psalm 147, has the following pasuk. He says, "Hamachases shamayim va'avim." The heavens are covered with clouds. And you think there's only clouds up there. But then David HaMelech points out, "Hamechim la'artz matar." Those clouds mean that Hashem is preparing water, preparing rain for the earth. Hamatzmiach horim chatzir, who makes mountains sprout with grass. We sometimes go around in a sort of a fog, and we think we have no Emunah. We think, how can we get through this? We have to realize that this fog that we have, this momentarily questioning of how I can get through this, doesn't mean you have a lack of Emunah. Chas v'shalom. We all have Emunah. It means that your Emunah is covered up with these clouds. We just have to disperse the clouds. And that's what Netivot Shalom is telling us here. Zem Amra Kasu, and this is what the Pasuk says in Tehillim 92. Lahagid baboker chazdecha, to sing your praises in the morning, v'munascha balelos, and have your emunah at night. Hainu be'eis chashechot, during the dark times, emunah she'avim yachasu, when your emunah, your faith in God, is covered up with clouds. Gam oz yamin, even then you should believe. Ki mamin hu b'fnimos nafsho, that you are a believer in the inner parts of your body. As we say, maminim b'nei maminim. We are children, we are believers and children of believers. Rakshazeh nisoyon hahester. This is a test of hiding sh'avi machasim ergasho, where clouds cover up your feeling. V'zeh lishono, and as it said, kasher adam roa belibo, ezek kriros, when you feel in your heart a coldness, you're not connecting to the one above, you feel that things are very difficult. Bal yipol na chalila mizebidato. Those times when things are feeling so difficult, don't fall, God forbid, from this knowledge that the Emunah is deep within you. But Saiso, and the advice, Ola b'Emunah, you should go up in Emunah, in faith. Shiyamin, you should believe. Ki hu mamin, believe that you're a believer. You know, it's like on Rosh Hashanah, we have 3 books open before us as to what's going to happen, and we inscribe our names in the books that we want to be, whether it's a book Chas v'Shalom of being a wicked person, a Rasha, a Benoni, or a middle person, or a tzaddik, a righteous person. It's up to us to inscribe ourselves and to focus our attention on what we really want to be. Don't be embarrassed to inscribe yourself in the book of tzaddikim. Say, what kind of chutzpah is that? I'm not a tzaddik. You may not be right now, but you can be the next moment. So put yourself in that book. Put yourself in the book of total Emunah. Just understand that the Emunah is hidden and covered in its highest depths. The shore of Mutzna b'krav nafsho nishmasho. No matter how hidden it is, it's right there in your midst. And so that which God deals with a person. These are these tests that God is giving us to try to locate our Emunah, to bring it out. These are actually ramps to heaven, heavenly ramps. And these are the secrets of the test that God gives to us. The Sefer Prioritz Isa, and it says in the Sefer Prioritz, Be'ez Shira Adam Hamatet Emunah Belibo. A person sees that his Emunah is getting less in his heart. Yamin, don't give up. Yamin, you should believe. This is the God testing us because He wants us to push through these clouds, and understand and accept these clouds that God is giving us with love, and work in perfection to move the clouds away, and with the recognition that you have this Emunah deep within you, that it's a part of your DNA, and it's never going to leave you. All you have to do is to understand that since it's a part of you, you can access it. And in the most difficult times, access that Emunah and ask Hashem, help me to access my Emunah. We don't have to ask Hashem to create Emunah within us. It's already there. You just need to be able to access it. And when we see the clouds covering, as in the sentence I just read from the 147th Psalm of David Melech, when God covers the clouds covers the skies with clouds, it is a preliminary to bringing rain. The covering of the clouds of Emunah is a preliminary to us having even stronger Emunah. And all we have to do is, just like we choose to write ourselves in the proper book on Rosh Hashanah, we too have to choose to write ourselves in the book of accessing our Emunah, which is already there. Ad Khan. Thank you for listening. I'm going to turn the recording off. First, I'm going to stop the share.
Yasher Koach.